Hi guys, today I'll be sharing with you some of the changes that I have incorporated in my life that has made me more content and a happier person. My name is Parul Verma and I plan to make videos on some of my passions that include home organization, decoration, lifestyle, mindset, and personal finance. So if you're interested in these topics, do watch my upcoming videos. This is my first ever video that I wanted to share with you all. So without further delay, let's get into it. So the first thing that I have changed in me is to let go of my control freak nature. Whether I was doing it knowingly or unknowingly, I used to be a person who would overthink a lot, and I wanted my family to work in an ideal way. And that was my way. This would just ruin the mood of me and my family if things didn't go my way, because I would vent out my frustration and anger on them. I started reading a lot of books on self-development and motivation, and what I've come to realize is that not everything is in your control, and you can only do better at things that are directly in your control. So it's not a very good idea to expect someone to change for you, because everybody has their strengths and weakness. And we should accept people as they are unless they're doing something very, very wrong. This control freak nature of mine was really bad for my mental health, and I would feel disappointed and sad in my kids, in my husband, because they were not meeting my expectations, which were definitely unrealistic. So my advice to you is that if you can resonate with this, that you worry, overthink, or expect too much, just let it go and you will see the difference. Obviously, when it comes to your children, we moms always worry and overthink. So my best advice is to make sure that you get your message across, but in a polite and a friendly manner. I have recently made that change and have seen huge difference in the relationships that I'm having with my teenager right now. So this brings me to the second topic of parenting. I'm a mother of 2 children, and I feel like even though I didn't want to, but lately I have become a nagging mom who was constantly after her teenager, expecting her to do things in certain way, but when she wasn't doing it, it would just make me mad at her. I learned my lesson the hard way. My teenager started getting distant from me. She was viewing me as a nagging and a mom who was always yelling, but not a supportive and a loving one. This came as a personal disappointment for me because I quit my corporate job to be able to spend more time with my children. And when I was just not meeting their expectation, it was just frustrating me. So I started thinking very deeply and I made these changes, and every day consciously I make this effort to be friendly with my kids. So now the change that I have done is that I make sure I tell her what's good for her or not, and I also tell her the consequence she will face if she does things a certain way. But I let her take her decision. This technique is working well compared to me yelling at her, because now she's learning a responsibility that her actions have consequences, whether good or bad. I know we mothers are always wishing the best for our children, and we try our best to help and support them. So what I think we should do is to help and support them in a friendly and a polite manner. From my own personal experience, I wanted to tell you that my mother herself was never a nagging mom. I have a huge respect and love for her, and I think she's a very positive person who always likes to highlight the best in everyone. So this is something that I would love to learn from my mother, and I hope that I continue to be on that path of being friendly with my children. I want my children to be able to share all of their feelings with me and not worry about them being judged. Always make sure that they can tell you everything that's going on in their life with their friends or social life. I would say that if you also have kids, especially teenagers, try to listen to them, try to spend time with them. Part of the reason why I think I was becoming that nagging mom was because I had way too much free time to criticize and find fault in my children. So my third point would be to find something that you like to do so that your mind is always occupied. It could be a hobby that you like to pursue, such as gardening, painting, dancing, singing, or anything else. But make sure that you have time to do something that is of interest to you outside of your work. I think people have the tendency, if they have too much free time, they like to have the negative feelings come in their mind. However, if we have things that are going on in our lives where we have set some deadlines to accomplish them, this is especially true for stay-at-home moms who are not working full-time. If you set some type of goals in your life that you want to accomplish and you write it down in small chunks, it is going to be really good for you, for your mental health, and also to make you feel that you're worth it. When our brain is occupied with something creative, something positive, there is very less chance for it to be involved in negative emotions. There are a lot of side hustles that a stay-at-home mom can do. It includes things like writing a blog, starting a YouTube channel, or maybe doing a freelance work if you like writing. And there's so many other side hustles that you can search on internet where you don't have to work 8 hours a day, but you can just do a couple of hours a day, and it will give you a sense of accomplishment and happiness. So do try this out. I'm sure if you search on Google, you'll find tons of jobs where you can work from home part-time and still be able to spend quality time with your kids and your family. My next tip for you is to have a mindset that today is the perfect day and right now is the perfect time. We all have a tendency to procrastinate things because we think there's going to be a better time for it. For me personally, I have been meaning to start this YouTube channel for quite some time, almost over 6 months, but something or the other kept happening. I recently had this knee surgery because I had a meniscus tear. Even today I'm walking with support and I have pain. And this is not how I initially wanted to start my YouTube channel, because I had actually thought of some other videos that I wanted to publish. But you know what? I just decided that I have to do it now because I don't have control over tomorrow. But whatever I can do right now at this moment, I should at least do it. So whether or not this was the video that I had originally planned to publish, but I'm just going to do it now because this is all I can do right now. By starting this YouTube channel, it is diverting my mind from the pain that I am experiencing right now to something more productive and creative, which gives me happiness. So here is my tip to you guys. Do not procrastinate. If you want to do something, please do it, because there is never a perfect time. The perfect time is when you start it. And please take action and just don't keep planning for it forever. So even if I'm not very satisfied with the video, I will still publish it because there is a learning curve. With any mistake that we make, as long as we are trying, we are learning. You will never know where you can improve unless you try. So if I keep waiting for perfection, for the perfect script, for the perfect surrounding, for the perfect everything, this is never going to happen. Another thing that I have changed in my life is to keep my house organized. This has been a real game changer. I used to have a lot of clutter here and there, but for the last 1.5 years, I have been working diligently, cleaning small spaces, organizing them, and keeping it that way. So this has made my house much more tidy, organized, and clutter-free. So this is something I would advise to everyone to make that change. This has been the biggest life changer for me, and it has made me more productive and a happier person. When you have an organized house, it brings this positive energy. When you look at your clean house, you feel good because you deserve to live in a clean and organized house. My next tip is to do exercise every day. It could be as little as 10 minutes, but please try to incorporate some type of exercise, whether it's walking, yoga, or any other cardio that you like, but please make sure to make this a habit to do it every day. Personally, I do 5 minutes of yoga, a little bit of walk. Recently, I had the surgery, so I'm not able to do it, the walk part, but at least I try to do a little bit of upper body yoga that I can do, the stretching, etc. And I also try to meditate by just pausing and thinking about the present, taking deep breaths in and out. My next tip for you is to have a positive quote displayed on a wall where you spend the most time in. For me, this is my work area, and I like to read it, and it gives me the motivation to keep going. Right here, I have this positive quote saying, "This is the beginning of everything I want." When I read it, I feel that I am blessed to be able to work on my passions, to be able to spend time with my children and live comfortably. And I can also in future make money out of it. Who knows? If I can bring value addition to anyone's life who is watching this video, it will give me a lot of happiness. It will give me this motivation and encouragement to keep making such videos. My next tip for you is to have a support group. It could be your friends, definitely your family, but have some positive people around you who actually motivate you to work hard, to improve your skills. And don't just discuss people, discuss ideas, discuss things that are very empowering. In my case, I'm very fortunate to have my mother as one of those persons who is a very, very positive person. So whenever I'm feeling anxious, I talk to her and she gives me this advice that makes me calm at that moment and also encourage me to look for positive things in my life. So yes, definitely look for those people in your life who bring positivity. This is something that I have been focusing on, trying to limit myself from those toxic people that bring my energy down, instead spending time with those people who cheer me up, who make me feel happy. I know that we humans have the tendency to compare ourselves. So this brings me to my next point, is to stop comparing ourselves to other people's lives. We usually think grass is greener on the other side. Recently, I read a quote which said, "Grass is greener where it's nurtured." We all have our blessings and some type of difficulties that we face, but nobody knows any other person's life that well. So instead of just thinking that that person has more of this, they have this that I don't, focus on your own. Focus on how you can be a better person instead of comparing your life to others. I live in US and all of my family is back in India. So I felt that, oh, I'm missing on a lot of things. I cannot go to weddings, I cannot meet with my cousins, my parents, my brother. But what it was doing was, it was bringing me disappointment. I was not counting my blessings, but I was counting things that I cannot directly control right now. But just by thinking about them a lot, it was just frustrating me. So I have stopped comparing myself to others. I feel that I am blessed and I have a lot of things that God has given me, and now I just want to focus on those things. I feel like social media, Facebook, Instagram, when we are always looking at other people's lives, we feel that they have it all. They're going on vacation, they're traveling, they're doing this, their spouse is so nice and loving, their kids are accomplished. So if social media is doing this to you, I would strongly say to limit your time on these type of apps, because if they are actually making you anxious or less, then they're not really worth spending time on. So please unfollow those people who make you feel that you have less of something. Instead, read documentaries and inspirational stories where people have achieved so much despite all the hardships that they have in their lives. So those things will actually make you count your blessings and make you feel happier. My last tip is to do something with the family. It could be something simple as playing board games, walking in a park, or just like watching a TV show together. When you do something as a whole family, it creates this strong bond and you share the moments of laughter that is just very, very joyous. Recently, I've made sure that all of us, my children, my husband and I, we all play some type of board game together, or sometimes we play online games on Kahoot. That brings the whole family together, and we have those moments that we cherish when the kids are just laughing, and it's just a lot of fun. So if you can try to spend some time every week where all of you sit together and just enjoy those priceless moments. So this does it for today's video. If you have found this video useful and have gained some tips, then please like and subscribe to my channel. I plan to make more such videos on home organizing, decoration, lifestyle, mindset and personal finance, topics that are close to my heart. And take care, stay happy and motivated, and I will meet you in my next video. Bye.